परपूजा। अखंडे सच्चिदानंदे निर्विकल्पैकरूपिणी स्थिते द्वितीय भावेस्मिन् कथं पूजा विधीयते। स्थिते द्वितीय भावेस्मिन् कथं पूजा विधीयते। पूर्णस्यावाहनं कुत्र सर्वाधारस्य चासनं स्वस्थस्य पाद्यमर्घ्यं च शुद्धस्याचमनं कुतः। स्वस्थस्य पाद्यमर्घ्यं च शुद्धस्याचमनं कुतः। निर्मलस्य कुतः स्नानं वस्त्रं विश्वोदरस्य च। अगोत्रस्य त्ववर्णस्य कुतस्तस्योपवीतकम्। अगोत्रस्य त्ववर्णस्य कुतस्तस्योपवीतकम्। निर्लेपस्य कुतो गन्धः पुष्पं निर्वासनस्य च। निर्विशेषस्य का भूषा कोऽलङ्कारो निरेकृते। निर्विशेषस्य का भूषा कोऽलङ्कारो निराकृते। निरञ्जनस्य कं धूपैः दीपर्वा सर्वसाक्षिणः। निजानन्दैकतृप्तस्य नैवेद्यं किं भवेदिह। निजानन्दैकतृप्तस्य नैवेद्यं किं भवेदिह। विश्वानन्ददयुतस्य किं ताम्बूलं प्रकल्प्यते। स्वयं प्रकाशचिद्रूपो योऽसावर्कर्दिभासकः। स्वयंभ प्रकाशचिद्रूपो योऽसावर्कर्द्विभासकः। प्रदक्षिणाह्यनन्तस्य हृदयस्य कुतो नतिः। वेदवाक्यैरवेद्यस्य कुतः स्तोत्रं विधीयते। वेदवाक्यैरवेद्यस्य कुतः स्तोत्रं विधीयते। स्वयं प्रकाशमानस्य कुतो नीराञ्जनं विभो। अन्तर्बहिश्च पूर्णस्य कथमुद्वासनं भवेत्। अन्तर्बहिश्च पूर्णस्य कथम् उद्वासनं भवेत्। एवमेव परा पूजा सर्वावस्थासु सर्वदा। एकबुद्ध्या तु देवेशे विधेया ब्रह्मवित्तमहि। एकबुद्ध्या तु देवेशे विधेया ब्रह्मवित्तमहि। आत्मा त्वं गिरिजामते सहचराः प्राणा शरीरं गृहम्। पूजाते विषयोपभोगरचना निद्रा समाधे स्थितिः। आत्मा त्वं गिरिजामतिः सहचराः प्राणः शरीरं गृहम्। पूजाते विषयोपभोगरचना निद्रा समाधे स्थितिः संचारः पदयो प्रदक्षिण विधिः स्तोत्राणि सर्वा गिरो यद्यत् कर्म करोमि तदखिलं शम्भो तवाराधनम् यद्यत् कर्म करोमि तदखिलं शम्भो तवाराधनम् यद्यत् कर्म करोमि तदखिलं शम्भो तवाराधनम्।
ओम स्थापकाय च धर्मस्य सर्वधर्मस्वरूपिणे अवतार वरिष्ठाय रामकृष्णाय ते नमः। जननीं शारदां देवीं रामकृष्णं जगद्गुरुं पादपद्मे तयो श्रित्वा प्रणमामि मुहुर्मुहुः। नमः श्रीयतिराजाय विवेकानन्दसूरे सच्चित् सुखस्वरूपाय स्वामिने तापहारिणे। ॐ सहनाववतु सहनौ भुनक्तु सह वीर्यङ्करवावहै तेजस्विनावधीतमस्तु मा विद्विषावहै। ॐ शान्ति शान्ति शान्तिः। हरि ओम। प्रारंभ में आदि शंकराचार्य के द्वारा विरचित परापूज स्तोत्र का हम लोगों ने श्रवण किया। द परापूज स्तोत्र देयर आदि शंकराचार्य वो कहते हैं कि वो जो सद वस्तु है, वो मूल वस्तु है, वो तो अद्वय है, एक है, पर उपासक जो है वो अपने बुद्धि के सीमितता के कारण उसको एक अन्य रूप से कल्पना किया है। उसमें लिखा है कि जो अखंड, और वो बोलते हैं, वो उपासक जो है वो बोलते हैं कि वस्तुतः मैंने एक भ्रमात्मक पूजा की है। ये अपरा पूजा वस्तुतः एक भ्रमात्मक पूजा है। जो अखंड है उसको मैंने खंड रूप से कल्पना किया, एक मूर्ति में, एक छवि में मैंने उसकी कल्पना की। एंड गोज ऑन सेइंग लाइक दिस, जो शुद्ध है उसको मैंने स्नान करके वो शुद्धता उनको प्रदान किया। एंड ऑल दिस थिंग्स, द आइडिया इज दैट यस, बिहाइंड ऑल दीज spiritual practices which express the limit, we are trying to reach the limitless. We'll go to the last valli of the last adhyaya of Kathopanishad, द्वितीय अध्याय तृतीया वल्ली। बोलते हैं ऊर्ध्वमूलः अवाक्शाख एष अश्वतः सनातनः तदेव शुक्रम तद्ब्रह्म तदेव अमृतम उच्यते। तस्मिन् लोकाः श्रीताः सर्वे तदु नात्येति कश्चन एतद्वै तत्। अभी ये जो जगत प्रपंच है उसका व्याख्या कर रहे, बोल रहे कि ये जो संसार, इसका अन्वय हम देखते हैं। एषः, ये अश्वत्थः, संसार रूप एक वृक्ष है। ये संसार को एक वृक्ष के साथ तुलना की। हम लोग वो पंचदश अध्याय गीता में भी ऊर्ध्वमूलम अधः शाखम, वैसे यहाँ पे भी बोलते हैं ये ऊर्ध्व मूल है। एक वृक्ष अगर होता वो तो अधोमूल होता है, उसका जो मूल होता है, उसका जो रूट्स होता है वो तो नीचे होता है और वृक्ष उसके ऊपर होता है। पर ये इट इज ऊर्ध्वमूल बिकॉज द रूट्स ऑफ इट, द कॉज ऑफ इट इज समथिंग हायर, समथिंग सटलर। सो दिस इज अपसाइड डाउन, ऊर्ध्वमूल, क्योंकि ये ब्रह्म मूलक है। एंड ब्रह्म compared to this jagata, it is something higher, it is something subtler, it is something greater. Prapanch, yes, what is the word? No. You see in the, ये पंचभूत से जो सृष्टि हुई है उसको प्रपंच बोलते हैं, हाँ? एंड I am seeing in the mobile. The first time you have like we are using, yes. Just but you can also do it later. Just I'm not immediately finding. You can see it in the Google. हाँ? ये पंचभूत से जो सृष्टि हुई उसको प्रपंच कहते हैं। तो ये ऊर्ध्वमूल है, ये अवाक शाख है, और इसका जो शाखा है वो निम्न तरफ है। ये ब्रह्म का जो प्रकाश है, ये जगत है, वो ब्रह्म के सत्ता से सत्तावान हुआ है। तो अगर हम तुलना करेंगे, दैट ब्रह्म इज द रियलिटी, द रियल रियलिटी, दिस इज ऑल्सो रियल बट इट इज द अपरेंट रियलिटी। मिथ्यावत है, ऐसे प्रतीत होता है कि है, पर जब हम विचार करेंगे या जब ज्ञान दृष्टि से देखेंगे तब उपलब्धि होगी कि ये नहीं है, ये सनातन है, ये सनातन है, और तत्एव ये प्रत्यगात्मन ही शुक्रम है, शुद्ध है, ज्योतिर्मय है, और यही ब्रह्म है। ब्रह्म का अर्थ यहाँ पे है कि सर्वव्यापी सत्ता है। यही अमृतम है, इसको अमृतम कहते, ये अविनाशी है, और तस्मिन उसमें ही सर्वे है, सभी लोकाः, लोक समूह, श्रिताः आश्रित है। ये जो भी व्यक्ति है सभी वो ब्रह्म में ही आश्रित है। हाँ? और तत्उ उसको कश्चन कोई भी पदार्थ अत्येति अतिक्रम नहीं कर सकते। एतद् वै तत्, नचिकेता को यम बोल रहे, ये जो जगत प्रपंच है, ये जगत प्रपंच के पश्चात में वो ब्रह्म ही है। इफ वी हैव टाइम, नॉट नाउ, आदि शंकराचार्य ने उनका जो भाष्य है, he has described in a wonderful way, or maybe we go for it, I don't know, like this will, this may take some time, but बहुत सुंदर रूप से, okay, I'll not read the bhashya of Adi Shankaracharya, I'll read the explanation of Swami Bhuteshananda ji. And there he tells about this, and I will also try to translate it accordingly. Okay, so where is it? Yes, बोलते हैं, ये जो वृक्ष है, इस वृक्ष को आदि शंकराचार्य ने उनकी भाष्य में बहुत सुंदर रूप से इसका व्याख्या किया है। बोलते हैं, ये वेदांत निर्धारित परब्रह्म इसका मूल सार है। ये जो संसार है इसका मूल क्या है? वेदांत के द्वारा निर्धारित जो परब्रह्म है। वेदांत के विज्ञान से इसको हमको निर्धारित करना पड़ता है, वो इसका सार है। और ये संसार वृक्ष का बीज क्या है? अविद्या काम कर्म अव्यक्त बीज प्रभव। ये अविद्या जनित जो वासना है और वो वासना के फलस्वरूप हम जो कर्म करते हैं और वही ये जगत का आदि, ये जगत का बीज है। और बोलते हैं अपर ब्रह्म विज्ञान क्रिया शक्ति द्वय आत्मक हिरण्य गर्भ अंकुरः। और ये जो अपर ब्रह्म है, ये जो व्यक्त ब्रह्म है, उसका विज्ञान और क्रिया शक्ति, विज्ञान ज्ञान शक्ति और उसकी जो क्रिया शक्ति है, पहले वो ऐसे उपनिषद में लिखा है कि वो हिरण्य गर्भ का सृष्टि हो, वो हिरण्य गर्भ व्यक्त हुए, और फिर वो ऐसे चिंतन किए कि एको अहम बहुश्यामः, मैं एक हूं, मैं अनेक बनूंगा। और तो पहले उन्होंने इच्छा की ज्ञान शक्ति और मैं अनेक बनूंगा, और उनकी इच्छा से ये सृष्टि हुई। वी कैनॉट रियली गो एंड एक्सप्लेन इट इन अ वेरी रैशनल वे। श्रुति का जो शब्द है हम लोगों को ग्रहण करना पड़ेगा। ये इट इज इन द उपनिषद। यस, এই গাছের কাণ্ড কি? সর্বপ্রাণী লিঙ্গ ভেদ স্কন্ধ, সর্বপ্রাণীর বিভিন্ন সূক্ষ্ম শরীর হলো এই संसार वृक्षेर स्कंध। ये संसार वृक्ष का स्कंद, ट्रंक क्या है? ये जो सब प्राणी है उनका जो सूक्ष्म शरीर है वो ये वृक्ष का स्कंद है। और ये कैसे ये वर्धित होता है? तृष्णा जला सेकः अद्भुत दर्पः, भोग तृष्णा रूपी जल सिंचन से ये वृक्ष धीरे धीरे वर्धित होता है। स्कंद इज ट्रंक, ट्रंक ऑफ अ ट्री। बुद्धि इंद्रिय विषय प्रबाल अंकुरः। प्रबाल क्या है? प्रबाल माने वो शाखा का अग्रभाग जहाँ से वो ब्रांचेस निकलते हैं। तो बोलते कि बुद्धि और इंद्रिय, बुद्धि ज्ञानेन्द्रिय, विषय रूप रस गंध शब्द स्पर्श आदि, ये संसार विश्व का प्रवाल है और उसका अंकुर है। पहले अंकुर आता है और फिर ये जो ये जो बुद्धि ज्ञानेन्द्रिय है, ये इंद्रिय के वस्तु के साथ में संस्पर्श में आते और ये अज्ञान वृक्ष धीरे धीरे बढ़ता ही जाता है। बोलते हैं श्रुति स्मृति न्याय, श्रुति स्मृति न्याय विद्या उपदेश पलाश। और ये श्रुति स्मृति न्याय का जो उपदेश है वो मानो ये जो वृक्ष है इसका पत्र है। और यज्ञ दान तप आदि अनेक क्रिया सुपुष्प। यज्ञ दान ये सब जो सत्क्रिया है, आध्यात्मिक क्रिया है, ये संसार वृक्ष का पुष्प है। और बोलते हैं सुख दुख वेदना अनेक रसः। और सुख दुख का जो अनुभव हो रहा है ये मानो ये संसार वृक्ष का रस है। प्राणी उपजीव्य अनंत फलः। और ये प्राणीगण का जो भोग है, स्वर्ग आदि भोग, ये वृक्ष का फल है। और बोल रहे हैं सत्य नामादि सप्तलोक ब्रह्मादि भूत पक्षी क्रीत निरह। और ये जो लोक है, भोग लोक है, भू भुव स्वथ के जे सप्तलोक पर्यंत जो सब भोग लोक है, ये जैसे वो संसार वृक्ष में वो पक्षी ने एक एक वो नेस्ट बनाया है और वो नेस्ट में वो वास करते, ये जो लोक है। और बोलते हैं प्राणी सुख दुख अद्भुत हर्ष शोक जात नित्य गीतवादी त्वक्षेलिता स्फोटित स्फोटित असीता कृष्टरूदी त हा हा मुंच मुंच इत्यादि अनेक शब्द कृत तुमूली भूत महारभ। क्या बोलते हैं? ये प्राणी के सुख दुख के हर्ष से अनेक जो शब्द है, कोई बोले हा 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 हाय हा, ये संसार वृक्ष, ये संसार मेरे लिए कथी वो कितना कठिन है। और कोई आनंद करे, ये संसार वृक्ष कितना आनंद का स्थान है। और उनमें कोई है बोल रहे मुंच मुंच रक्षा करो रक्षा करो, जैसे वो वृक्ष में अनेक जो पक्षी है उनका कलरव जैसा है। और इसमें बोलते वेदांत विहित ब्रह्म आत्मन दर्शन असंग शस्त्र कृत उच्छेद। और ब्रह्म वेदांत के अनुसार वेदांत भीत ब्रह्म और आत्मन का जो एक दर्शन की अनुभूति है वो है असंग शस्त्र, जिसके द्वारा ये संसार वृक्ष का छेद होगा। गीता में ही भी असंग शस्त्रेण दृढ़ेन क्षेत्र ऊर्ध्वमूलम अधशाखम अश्वत्थम प्राहुरव्ययम, और फिर बोले असंग शस्त्रेण दृढ़ेन, विवेक के द्वारा इसका छेदन करो। इट yes, it was like very beautiful bhashya. So I just praval is that branch, that point of the tree from which a new branch comes out. So we go to the next mantra. Yadidam kincha jagat sarvam prana ejati nisritam mahad bhayam vajram उद्दतम य एतद विदुहु अमृताः ते भवन्ति. Or we will go to the next mantra and try to understand them together. Bhayad asya agnistapati. Bhayad tapati suryah. Bhayad indrascha vayuscha मृत्युहु धावती. पंचमः बोलते हैं ये जो जगत है, जो भी यहाँ पे है, अनित्य वस्तु, स्थावर और जंगम है, ये जगत जो है, ये जगत में जगत जिसका सृष्टि हुई है और जो गतिशील है उसको जगत कहते हैं. दैट विच इज मूविंग एक्चुअली. जगत धातु मीन्स जग धातु टू मूव. सो सरती इति संसारः. तो ये जो अनित्य वस्तु है ये जगत है, और ये वो सर्वव्यापी जो आत्मन है उसका ये एक प्रकाश है, उसका ये एक प्रकाश है. इट इज अ प्रोजेक्शन ऑफ द माइंड. वी से दैट दिस वर्ल्ड इज अ प्रोजेक्शन ऑफ द माइंड. In generally, what I see, it is a projection of my mind. But the Vedanta scriptures will say, no, not the mind. It is a projection of the consciousness. Mind itself is a projection. Mind तो एक जड़ वस्तु है. वो कैसे कोई अन्य वस्तु को वो प्रकाश करेगा? वो चैतन्य के सत्ता से सब प्रकाश है. ये जगत जो प्रकाशक है, it is the manifestation of the Chaitanya of Brahman. Or because this Jagat is a manifestation of the consciousness which we call Brahman or Atman, as if this entire creation is controlled by that entity. ये होने से ही ये प्रकाशक होगा. यहाँ पे भय शब्द का वो उल्लेख किया गया है. भय का मतलब है दैट विच इज कंट्रोल्ड. उसी के संदर्भ में बोलते हैं भयाद अस्य अग्नि ही तपति. इसके भय से अग्नि ताप देता है. भयाद तपति सूर्य. इसके भय से ही सूर्य वो ताप देता है. भयाद इंद्रश्च वायुश्च मृत्युर्धावति पंचमः. द पॉइंट इज दैट भय के द्वारा बोला गया कि दैट कंट्रोल, whatever is manifested in this creation is actually controlled or has as its cause, these are the effect, the cause is actually the one and only pure consciousness. This is the idea. Yes, it is. It is. That is the only thing which is pure. All other things are in some way they are upadhi sahita. It is what it is. इह चेद अशकद बोद्धुम प्राक शरीरस्य विस्रसः ततः सर्गेषु लोकेषु शरीरत्वाय कल्पते. This is another very important shloka. And here what it is said, that यह यह ये जन्म में ही, 1 minute प्लीज, ये जन्म में ही चेत यदि शरीरस्य धृत शरीर के विस्रसः पतन के प्राक पहले ही बोद्धुम, ये जो जगत का मूल, ये जो चैतन्य है, इसको अगर कोई उपलब्धि करने में अशक्त अगर समर्थ होता है तो वो ये संसार बंधन से मुक्त हो जाता है, और यही जीवन का लक्ष्य है। तो बोल रहे, अभी ये मंत्र में बोल रहे कि ये जो उपलब्धि है, ये उपलब्धि यही जीवन में ही हम लोगों को प्राप्त करना है। उत्तिष्ठत जागृत प्राप्य वरान निबोधत। एंड देयर इज अ वेरी सिमिलर मंत्र इन द Kathopanishad. Our present President Maharaj, so many times we have heard him, uttering this mantra. It says, Iha ched, you can utter, Iha ched, avedidatha, sattamasti, na ched, Iha, avedit, mahati vinashtihi. बोलते हैं कि ये शरीर रहने से ही अगर आत्मज्ञान लाभ कर सकते हैं, तभी तो ये जीवन सार्थक होगा। और ये शरीर, यही तो यंत्र है एकमात्र, शरीरम आद्यम खलु धर्म साधनम। ये शरीर, ये बुद्धि, ये मन, ये अशुद्ध है। इसको साधना के द्वारा शुद्ध करके इसके द्वारा ही तो वो परम पद को हम प्राप्त कर सकते, और कोई उपाय नहीं है। और ये मनुष्य जन्म जब हम लोगों ने लाभ किया है, महापुरुष संश्रय हम लोगों ने जब लाभ किया है, मुमुक्षुत्व हम लोगों ने जब लाभ किया है, then we should try our best with all these favorable conditions and situations to realize that thing which we call God or which we call self, that in this life only. And if not, then mahati vinashtihi. Then it is a great loss. But the Shruti, Shri Bhagavan says, no, it is not a great loss. Arjun, he asks Shri Bhagavan in the Srimad Bhagavad Gita that someone if becomes yoga bhrashta, then what happens to that person? Does he just get lost? Does he just gets lost like, just as a scattered cloud? And Shri Bhagavan says, nahi. Nahi kalyan krit kaschid durgatim tata gacchati. Kaunteya pratijanihi. Pratijanihi means announce, bol do, ghoshna kar do, tell everyone, proclaim. Nahe name bhaktah pranashyati. My devotee never perishes. And then what it is said that yoga bhrashta Shuchinam Shrimatam Gehe. It just continues from where he has ended. This soul is going through a journey, taking the bodies one after the other. Why? Not for bhoga, but to get rid of those bhogas and move towards that goal. Yahan pe bolte mahati vinashti, but the one who is really Vyakula, he will not think that, oh, after so many births, a time will come when I will get liberated. If he really feels the vairagya, he or she will really try to get the liberation in this life only. Sri Sri Thakur did not like, it is said, that someone sang that Harishe lagi rahore bhai tera banata banata bani jai. And he said, what is this? Banata banata bani jai? No. Now have that intensity. Now only. But that song, that song has a pathantar. In the Sri Ramakrishna Kathamrita, the word Harish is Harsha. that harishe lagi raho re bhai, harsha, joy. Just cling to it with joy. And slowly, bit by bit, steadily, slowly and steadily, you will reach the goal. But there is another pathantar, because this is a bhajana. And this is also written by a devotee or a realized soul, and it says, Hari se, Hari means God. Hari se lagi raho re bhai. That cling to God and keep on doing. Cling to God, Hari se lagi raho re bhai, and keep on doing, and you will reach the goal. There is a wonderful song of Surdas, Dinanath ab bari tumhari. And there it is said at the end, अब ये व्यथा दूर करने को समर्थ और ना कोई. वो साधक सूरदास जी बोल रहे, हे दीनानाथ, अब ये जो जगत का जो दुख है, इसको दूर करने का और कोई समर्थ नहीं. मैंने सब प्रयत्न करके देख लिया है. तो सूरदास कहे, करुणा सागर तुमसे जो होए सो होई. But grace will come when the cow has eaten all the grass. He's saying from the pang of his heart. Swami Turiyananda ji used to say, can we practice spiritual disciplines and attain God? No. Then why all these spiritual disciplines? Swami Turiyananda ji খুব সুন্দর একটা কথা ব্যবহার করেন, বলছেন ডানা ব্যথা করার জন্য, to ache the wings. That story of Sri Ramakrishna in the Kathamrita, there was a bird, and that bird was sitting on the mast of a sheep. Mastuler opore boshe ache, and the sheep left the port. And suddenly the bird, felt, oh, I have to go back to the land. It flew towards the east, went a long way, and then came back, was tired. Then flew towards another, the west, the east, the north and the south. Could not find the land anywhere. Then came back, and with patience, it just sat on that mast. সেরকমই স্বামী তুরীয়ানন্দজি বলছেন, সাধন করে যখন আমরা বুঝতে পারি যে তাকে পাওয়া যাবে না, then only the real sharanagati comes. सर्वधर्मान परित्याज्य माम एकम शरणम व्रज. पर सर्वधर्मान परित्याज्य कब? वो धर्म का साधन करके. Not giving it like this. Then the sharanagati will be a wrong thing. Swami Yatishwarananda says in Meditation and Spiritual Life, बहुत लोग अपने रजोगुण से स्वामी विवेकानंद का उदाहरण देके बोलते हैं, स्वामी जी ने बोला है, I do not care myself, for my own salvation if I can serve one man in this world. स्वामी जी ने बोला है कि मैं अपनी मुक्ति की परवाह नहीं करता हूं अगर ये जगत का एक व्यक्ति का मैं सेवा कर सकूं. And often many people, they will say, I don't care for my salvation, serve the world. Swami Yatishwarananda ji says, when Swamiji says, I do not care for my salvation, Swamiji had already attained his salvation. And you who are saying, I do not care for my salvation, if we ask you, have you attained your salvation? No. Then how can you give up something which you have not attained? Here again, that idea of Shivagani Jivseva comes. If I have to see someone as God, I have to understand what Godness is. I have to realize it within myself. শিবজ্ঞানে জীবসেবা করতে হলে নিজেকে যদি জীববুদ্ধিতে ভাবি তাহলে অন্যকেও আমি জীববুদ্ধিতেই দেখব. নিজেকে শরীর বলে ভাবলে অন্যকে শরীর বলেই দেখব. তাই প্রথমে সাধন করে নিজের মধ্যে ওই জীববুদ্ধিকে সরাতে হবে. মাস্টারমশাই কথামৃততে বারবার বলছেন যে আগে ঈশ্বর লাভ এবং তারপরে এই সেবা. এবং অনেক সময় আমরা ভাবি মাস্টারমশাই বুঝি, এবং বলা হচ্ছে ওই শম্ভু মল্লিককে ঠাকুর বলেছেন যে আগে তুমি যদি ভগবান তোমার সামনে আসেন তুমি কি কিছু ডিসপেন্সারি হাসপাতাল চাইবে? And often we think that Mastermashai has not really supported these Seva Yoga which has been taught by Swamiji. But no, Mastermashai and Swamiji, they both are saying the same thing. That first we have to realize God and then we should serve the world. Then only it will be a true service. Then why Swamiji is telling us to do seva when we have really not realized God? The explanation is in the Shankara Bhashya of the Sthita Pragya Shloka of Srimad Bhagavad Gita. आदि शंकराचार्य बोलते हैं कि जो स्थित प्रज्ञ का लक्षण है वो जो स्थित प्रज्ञ बनना चाहता है उसका साधन है। তাই এখন আমরা ওই নারায়ণ বুদ্ধি আরোপ করছি ওর উপরে, হ্যাঁ। And a time will come that slowly by this practice we will really feel that the one in front of me is no one but God Himself, Thakur Himself, Holy Mother Himself. What is the goal? That is our practice. Vidvat sannyasa, vividishu sannyasa. We are vividishu. We want to attain the goal. So what we are doing? We are following that. Swamiji says, and this only an avatara can do. Swamiji says to Hari Maharaj, Hari Bhai, ebar ekta notun path batle gelam. Hari Bhai, this time I am propounding a new path. তার সেবা করে, তার কাজ করে ছেলেরা মুক্ত হয়ে যাবে। Doing the work of God, people will become liberated. He has opened up a new road. An avatara can do that.
The points are well taken. But when the great master said first time, Shiva Jnana Jeev Seva, it was a Vaishnava Shastra being discussed. The 3 points, Jivedaya and Vaishnava Seva, Name Ruchi, Jivedaya. Then he told, Kitanam Kitu, Nana, Dayana, Shiva Jnana Jeev. He laid no preconditions that you must know yourself first and God will. Is it? Kitanam Kitu.
Yes. Yes.
So that was the origin. When Swami said, Gurudeva said great thing.
Yes. See, on that, we put that utterance of Swamiji, that utterance of Sri Ramakrishna, we put as the basis of our Seva Yoga. Swamiji never mentions it anywhere. Nowhere Swamiji mentions it. Nowhere. This incident of Sri Ramakrishna, this is mentioned only in the Sri Ramakrishna Lila Prasanga. Swamiji does not mention it anywhere. We don't find this mention in the direct disciples also. The Holy Mother also doesn't mention. What I feel, that yes, that was the Shravana of this great philosophy of Yuga Dharma. But then Swamiji did manana on it. He first realized that Brahma Vastu, then being ordained by Sri Ramakrishna, he moved around in the world, in India, and then he understood that a new Yuga Dharma has to be propounded, and then he started this Seva Yoga. Yes, it is right that Sri Ramakrishna does not tell that we have to become Shiva first and then we have to serve others as Shiva. But how can we serve someone else without knowing that concept itself? That is my point. Without knowing the concept itself. How can I talk in French with a French person if I don't learn French? It will just not come out. That sadhana is important. Shiva Gyan will just not, this is a Jnana, and when I see someone in front of me, I am having that a Jnana, that this is a human being, that human being is hungry. At the same time, to think that this is Shiva himself, the eternal Lord in the disguise of a poor person, then I have to have that sadhana shakti, that Shuddha Buddhi, to see that eternal Lord behind this distressing disguise of the poor. And that needs a lot of spiritual thought and deliberation. Otherwise, and then what will happen, often Seva Yoga, we think, Seva Yoga has its grandeur. Sometimes we hatch out Seva projects. And, we have to, sometimes we need the poor to have our seva projects of the ashrama. Huh? But seva is not that. We don't really need the poor. It was the need of the land that to rejuvenate India, Swamiji says, Daridra Narayan Seva. But seva is that if you are in front of me, I see the God in you. Everyone. I don't need a poor to practice seva yoga. I don't need to hatch out a relief project. We don't need people to really suffer to practice our seva yoga. And the thing is that, ये सेवा योग को हमारे दैनंदिन जीवन में प्रवेश करवाना है. We come to the ashrama, we serve in the ashrama, but back in the family, we do not serve our family members. We come to the ashrama, we serve the poor, but often we do not serve, or often we do not know our neighbors. This is a yuga dharma, this is not a ashrama dharma. This has to be given back to the world. This seva yoga should be practiced in every life. When, for some months, when, like I'm in Calcutta, for learning French, I have to go in the public transport and in the bus, the metro to learn French, and then I come back. And then when I look around, I'll see there is so much of, impatience in people, Like people are just running for themselves, as if there is no botheration about the other people who are co-passengers in the bus or etc. There is no thought about anyone else. That is not seva yoga. Seva yoga, when there is a devotee and he is a professor at Gold Park, and one day he was telling Maharaj, when we would listen to the deliberations of revered Swami Lokeshwaranandaji, and Maharaj would say, Brahma is everywhere. And what you can do, the way to connect with Brahma is to serve. Seva is the best way to connect with that, to practice oneness. And he would say, Maharaj, that idea will bubble inside. That to practice oneness, the best thing is to serve others unselfishly. And then, suddenly we'll go in the bus and someone will, stand up and I will say, no, I will not sit, I'll let someone else sit. This is how slowly we will practice unselfishness. I think just a smile is enough. We have forgotten to smile. Just a smile. Just a smile. When I smile at you, you smile at me. It will be so wonderful. Whenever we see each other, we smile at each other. This world, we have made a mess of it. A devotee, she came and told Maharaj, countries are fighting with each other. I feel very painful. Yes. What can we do? I said, see, this is actually, a task of Sri Ramakrishna. It's in his job description to take care of the world. We can't take care of the world. We can pray to him because we are feeling that. And an unselfish prayer is very strong. God is unselfishness. Unselfishness is God. If you pray unselfishly for someone else, that prayer has a very strong effect. You don't know that person. And that is the reason in the beginning of a meditation, Swami Vivekananda teaches, first release good thoughts to each one and everyone. Everyone be happy. I don't know them. Let all be happy. This unselfishness is the way to get rid of this me and mineness and connect to that oneness, which is the truth. And it is said that we have to realize it now. Yes. And unselfishness I can practice always. Always I can practice. It is so practicable. It is so practical. নিঃস্বার্থপরতা তো আমি সর্বদার সর্বথা তা আমি সাধন করতে পারি। অন্যের জন্য চিন্তা করা, to think of others. And Swamiji says, Swamiji's definition of religion, so simple, so profound. To be good and to do good is religion. To be good, Atmana Mokshartham. To do good, Jagathitaya. To be good is Aham Brahmasmi. To do good, Tattvamasi. You are what I am. And see, and love and service is the way to oneness. The Holy Mother has expressed the divine love through her motherhood. And through that, she has established the oneness. When Sharat Maharaj approaches the Holy Mother, the relation is mother and child. When Amzad approaches the Holy Mother, the relation is Amzad and mother. Once, and this universal motherhood, this love of motherhood has manifested, expressed that oneness. That is another. Love is the expression of oneness. I remember some weeks earlier in the night reading at Institute of Culture, Gold Park, Revered Swami Supandanandaji was telling that, and he said, love is the sure and the simple way to practice Advaita Vedanta. Just connect to one and all without any sense of me and mine. And you will feel such a joy. Each one who is coming in front of you is a form of your God. And as if he's stretching his hand and asking for service, he's telling, smile at me, talk to me nicely, help me. As if, Thakur is communicating with us and asking for our seva. So this idea of oneness is no more abstract, is no more unpracticable. By practical Vedanta, it is very much practicable right now. And sometimes devotees will take it to the extreme, They will try to practice unselfishness. And two devotees, na apni aage jan. Na apni aage. Na apni aage jan. Like that. I remember, it is a bit of a funny story. There was a Swami, he was, I used to practice austerity a lot. And he was posted somewhere else. And another Swami, he brought some fruits and wanted to give him as a farewell gift. You are leaving, please take these fruits. And this Swami, no, I can't take. He is practicing aparigraha. And this Swami saying, no, please take. And this fight between them is going on. And there was another Swami who was seeing this fight. Suddenly, he comes to help both of them. And he comes in between them. And the one who is refusing, he scolds and shouts at him, ki hocche? They look at him and he said, Ato bhed buddhi keno? Why this idea of this difference? And he says, Brahmo ke dichhe. You are Brahman, he is Brahman, fruits are also Brahman. So, there is no act of giving and taking. Why you are making such a fuss? Brahma, he is giving Brahman to Brahman. Take it. And he got, yes. It's all like that. It's a bit funny, but it's based on the theory that we are learning. Yatha darshe tathatmani, yatha sapne tatha pitriloke, yatha apsu pari eva dadvrishe, tatha gandharvaloke, chaya atapayoho iva brahmaloke. It is saying where we can see this Atma Vastu, where it is manifested. And it says that as you stand in front of the mirror that is clear, Shuddha, Yatha, Adarsha. Adarsha means, yes, the Nirmala, Darpan. In the same way, when your buddhi is Nirmala, then you can see the manifestation of this Atman in that buddhi. We have already discussed, buddhi itself is jara, mana itself is jara. When they do not have their modifications coming in contact with this jagata, then when it is derived of those modifications, it reflects the Atman. In the same way, the darpana, when it is not having any covering of dust on it, it reflects the image properly. And then it tells about, like when you go to Pitriloka, then you have this idea of the Atman, but it is as if, not very clear. When you see it in the Gandharva Loka, you see it as if the reflection in the water. When the water moves, the reflection also moves. But when you go to Brahmaloka, then you have this idea of the Atman in a very clear way. In the Shastras, there are various lokas, and the Brahmaloka is said to be the Jnana Loka. It is where that soul resides in its journey towards mukti. Just after the Brahmaloka is the realm of mukti. Now these are examples, or these are actually realizations of the rishis, which has been noted in the mantra. What is the takeaway message for us? The takeaway message for us is that, yes, I am not going to Brahmaloka right now. I am neither going to Gandharva Loka, neither I am going to Pitriloka. So, my point is that if I make my buddhi nirmala, shuddha, then keep aside Brahmaloka, keep aside Pitriloka, keep aside Gandharva Loka. Right now, ihaiva, I can have a glimpse of that Atman. শ্রী শ্রী মা বলছেন, নির্বাসনা যদি হতে পারো এক্ষুনি হয়, এক্ষুনি, জাস্ট নাও, জাস্ট নাও। আর ওটা হচ্ছে না মানে নির্বাসনা হয়নি। Then we have to work on that. ইন্দ্রিয়ানাম পৃথক ভাবম উদয় অস্তময়ৌ চ অত পৃথক उत्पद्यमानानाम मत्वा धीरो न शोचति। ये जो आकाश आदि तत्व है, पंचभूत है, ये वेदांत के कॉस्मोलॉजी सृष्टि तत्व में कहा गया है कि ये पंचभूत से वहां पे वो what is that? Panchikaran, Freekaran, it is said in the Vedas. This is how these things were created. And as if in a chemistry laboratory all things are created, we cannot go and verify that. We have to take that as the Vedas have said. But the point is that कि ये सूक्ष्म तत्व से क्षिति, अप, तेज, मरुद्भूम, इसका जो प्रकाश हम देखते, जल जो हम देखते, वो तो उसका स्थूल तत्व है, पर ये जल जिससे सृष्टि हुई है वो जल का एक सूक्ष्म तत्व भी है, और उसमें से ये इंद्रिय सब उत्पन्न हुए हैं. हाउ डू वी नो इट? द उपनिषद्स, द वेदास, दे से इट. और ये जो उत्पन्न पदार्थ सब है, ये जो अविकारी प्रत्यक आत्मन है उसका संपूर्ण ये विपरीत है, ये संपूर्ण विपरीत है. और ये जो जगत में जागृत, स्वप्न, सुषुप्ति अवस्था में ये जो क्रिया अक्रिया हम देख रहे हैं, ये सभी क्योंकि ये प्रत्यगात्मन ये इंद्रियों के क्रिया और प्रक्रिया के विपरीत है, तो इसके द्वारा जो धीमान है वो समझते हैं कि ये जो इंद्रिय की क्रिया प्रक्रिया है वो तो ये प्रत्यगात्मन के ऊपर आरोपित है, वो मिथ्या है, वो मिथ्या. All these actions that we see of the body, mind and intellect is actually not the Atman. And learning it from the Upanishads, then the results of those action of the body, mind and intellect does not leave any effect on that person. At, as if it has taken a form. আমরা খেলছি, সেই খেলাতে জিত হলো, সেই খেলাতে হার হলো, কিন্তু আমরা জানি যে আমরা খেলছি. It is just a game. This world, this samsara is just a game. And so these joys and sorrows do not really have their true effect on us. जैसे वो पद्म पत्र के जल के जैसा खेला शेष होलो तो ताओ शेष होएगा. इंद्रियेभ्य परम मनः मनसः सत्वम उत्तमम सत्वाद अधि महान आत्मा महतः अव्यक्तम उत्तमम. A similar idea was told previously. From the indriyas, the mana is subtler. From the man, the buddhi is subtler. From the buddhi, the hiranyagarbha, the first manifested, is subtler. And from the hiranyagarbha, that shakti, the maya shakti, the kriya shakti, that is the effect of the manifestation, that is the cause of the manifestation, is subtler. This is again to remind the aspirant that this creation has got various levels of creation. One needs to understand it with one's buddhi, agra buddhi, sukshma buddhi, and get into it. Just looking at the world will not understand it. The world will appear as real. We have to really do the manana and try to find out how we will do the manana. We have to take the help of the Guru and the Shastra. They will help us. We have to follow their footsteps. Huh? Yes, it is. Yes. Agrees. Avyakta tu parah purusho vyapako alinga evacha yam gyatva muchyate jantuhu amritatvam च गच्छति. और वो माया शक्ति, क्रिया शक्ति उससे भी सूक्ष्म है ये प्रत्यगात्मन, और उसको उपलब्धि करके मनुष्य जीवन मुक्त हो जाता है और देहांत में वो कैवल्य मुक्ति को प्राप्त होता है. वो फिर उसमें से वो और निवर्तन्ति निष्कनत, वो मुक्त हो जाता है. न समदृशे तिष्ठति रूपमस्य न चक्षुषा पश्यति कश्चित् एनम् हृदा मनीषा मनसा भी क्लिप्तो य एतद् विदुः अमृताः ते भवन्ति. ये जो प्रत्यगात्मा का स्वरूप है ये वृत्ति ज्ञान का विषय नहीं होता. अभी वृत्ति ज्ञान क्या है? ये योग सूत्र में ये मनोवृत्ति के बारे में कहा गया है कि जब भी कोई वस्तु इंद्रिय के सामने विषय के रूप में आके उपस्थित होता है, तब ये मन जाके वो वस्तु का आकार धारण करता है. आकार धारण करता है क्या मतलब? कि वो जाके उसका वो रूप लेके मन में, मैंने सामने एक वो टेबल को देखा तो मेरा मन टेबल बन गया. नो, नॉट दैट. इट बिकम्स वन विद दैट. ঠিক উপলব্ধি নয়, যখন মনের সামনে, মনের ইন্দ্রিয়র সামনে কোনো বিষয় উপস্থিত হয় তখন ইন্দ্রিয় তার সাথে সম্পৃক্ত হয়ে যায়, ওতপ্রোত হয়ে যায়, एकाकार हो जाता है. एकाकार हो जाता है. उसको ही हम वृत्ति बोलते. वृत्ति is that when the mind becomes one with that विषय. तो ये जो प्रत्यगात्मन है, आत्मन, oh my God, that is, the one time I will bring this mobile and someone will call. And someone is calling from, a devotee is calling from London. There is no connection why she should call now. Anyhow, she will be calling again and think that I have switched off the mobile. She'll think that, oh my God, Maharaj has cut my call and switched off the mobile. She will think Maharaj is meditating. Yeah, something like that. The devotees think, Maharaj dhyan kocchen. Anyhow, I'll tell her later that I was in the class. Anyhow, yes. It is said, ये जो प्रत्यगात्मन है, ये वृत्ति ज्ञान का विषय नहीं होता है. और क्योंकि ये वृत्ति ज्ञान का विषय नहीं होता है, न चक्षुषा पश्यति, इसको हम देख नहीं सकते. कश्चित एनम, दूसरे कोई इंद्रिय के द्वारा भी हम इसको नहीं देख सकते। तो कैसे देखे? बोलते हैं हृदय, इसको मनसा, मननादि के सहाय से हम हृदय में इसको देख सकते नहीं, इसको उपलब्धि कर सकते हैं। तो कहते हैं कि मनन के द्वारा ये अंतरात्मन को हम हमारे हृदय में उपलब्धि कर सकते हैं। और जो हृदय में इसको उपलब्धि करते तिनी शुद्ध मनेर गोचर, निर्बासना यदि हो जाए, मन शुद्ध हो जाए, সেই মনে এই আত্মবস্তু প্রকাশিত হয়। সেই আত্মবস্তু প্রকাশিত হয় মানে কি? There are three characteristics. One is, it will feel that it is Sat, Asti. And then Chit, it will feel that it is, but there is an expression of it. It is not like an inert object. It has a connection with everything. And the third thing is that when it will feel it is, when it will feel that there is no Dvaita Bhava, this thing that is everywhere, Sarvada, Sarvatha, and it will, that being who has realized, he will feel a connection with everything, then he will have the joy of oneness. Ami achi. Yes, everything is me only. And when there is no two-ness, there is oneness, there is no bhaya, there is fearlessness. And then it will feel the sense of Purnatva. Purnatva. That sense of Purnatva is actually the feeling that we will feel. শেষে দেখবে আমার মধ্যে যিনি, দুলে বাগধির মধ্যেও তিনি। जो कुछ है सो तू ही है, सर्वम खलु इदम ब्रह्म। Who is that Brahma? I am Brahma. I am Brahma. And the next mantra, यदा पंचावतिष्ठन्ते ज्ञानानि मनसा सह बुद्धिश्च न विचेष्टति न विचेष्टति तामाहुः परमाम गतिम। जब मन के सहित ये पंच ज्ञानेन्द्रिय अवस्थान करता है और बुद्धि वो शुद्ध हो जाता है, बुद्धि अपने कार्य में व्यापृत नहीं होता, बुद्धि कोई चेष्टा नहीं करती, बुद्धि निश्चेष्ट हो जाता है। योग चित्त वृत्ति निरोध। अब ये चित्त क्या कर रहे, मन क्या कर रहे, अनेक वस्तु के साथ संपर्क में आ रहा है और ये मन राग द्वेष के द्वारा, सुख दुख के द्वारा, इट इज ऑलवेज एक्टिंग एंड रिएक्टिंग, ऑलवेज कीपिंग इटसेल्फ बिजी विथ एन नंबर ऑफ थिंग्स। अगर वो वृत्ति का हम निरोध कर सके धीरे धीरे, then what will happen? There will be a union of that vritti with the interior, with that Atman, which is in our interior self. स्वामी भूतेशानंद जी व्याख्या करते ही यहाँ पे कि चित्त वृत्ति निरोध के बारे में नहीं बोल रहे। What it is telling? नहीं, তিনি শুদ্ধ মনের গোচর, हाँ? और आत्मा बारे श्रोतव्य, द्रष्टव्य, श्रोतव्य, मंतव्य, निधिध्यासितव्य, এই মন দিয়েই তাকে দেখা যায়, শুদ্ধ মন দিকে দেখা যায়। The idea is, Vedanta does not take the idea of yoga. Vedanta takes another idea. Vedanta क्या बोलता है कि वो जो शुद्ध मन है वो शुद्ध चैतन्य को प्रकाश करेगा, उसमें एक वृत्ति उत्पन्न होगी, वो ब्रह्माकारा वो वृत्ति है। That mind will reflect that entity which is Satchid Anand Swarup. How does it? Yes, that is Brahmakara Vritti. How does it happen? It happens in this way. our example of the sun in the sky and the water in the water pots. If the water in the water pot is not having any dirt in it, it is very pure, clear, then it will reflect the sun in its totality. And we will see the light of the sun is reflecting from the water in the pot. When we will touch the water, we will see that the water is warm also. When we think of God, then slowly we become God-like. That is the state of Jivana Mukta. ঠাকুরের কথা চিন্তা করতে করতে আমরা ঠাকুরের মতন হয়ে যাব। সম্ভব কি? নিশ্চয়ই। রামকৃষ্ণগত প্রাণা শ্রী শ্রী মায়ের জীবনে আমরা দেখেছি, ঠাকুরের সন্তানদের জীবনে আমরা দেখেছি, কত সন্ন্যাসী ভক্তের জীবনে আমরা দেখেছি, তাদের ওই অহমতাবোধ মমতাবোধ নেই। Whatever they think, as if, they're always thinking from the viewpoint of Sri Ramakrishna. Somehow in the other, through the Chatur Yoga Samanvaya, they're always connected to Sri Ramakrishna. They're meditating on Sri Ramakrishna, Raja Yoga. They're having devotional practices towards Sri Ramakrishna, Bhakti Yoga. Whatever they're doing Nishkama Bhav, with Nishkama Bhavana, and for the Priti of Sri Ramakrishna Prittarthe, that is Karma Yoga. And whatever they are coming in touch in this world with the Jnani Yoga, they are always trying to establish the Paka Ami in the place of Kacha Ami. And in that way, they get rid of their Ashuddhata, which is the me and mine. And when that Ashuddhata is removed, then that which is, that reflects itself. The Swarupa will just manifest itself. So, it is said that when the mind and the indriyas, they do not indulge in their so-called indriyatva and manatva, they just give up their so-called actions. The indriya does not do its work. Kaschid dhira avrita chakshu, the power of renunciation. Is it possible? Yes, it is possible. Example, Swami Turiyanandaji. Swami Turiyanandaji is, the doctor comes to operate and he says, you don't have to give the anesthesia and you can operate. I'll not feel. And the doctor, operates. And then another day the doctor comes to dress it and he did not tell Turiyanandaji, and he takes his knife and starts it. And Turiyanandaji shouts in pain. And he said, what happened? And he said, oh, you didn't tell me. And he said, but that day you didn't feel the reaction. He said, no, that day you told me, and I actually withdrew my mind from the indriyas. And then there was no effect of it. How did they do it? This is, Yoga Shastra says, how we can do it. When we are meditating, when we are in the deeper states of meditation, not samadhi, in our simple day-to-day meditations, sometimes it so happens, will not feel something. I have that, there is a sound we did not feel, a mosquito is sitting, we did not feel like that. In our day-to-day practice, we have often, a bit deep state of meditation. At that time also, the body is there, but we are not feeling it. And for this yogi, great yogis like Swami Turiyanandaji, this is so much possible. Girish Ghosh, he says, one day he was meditating with Swamiji, and there were so many mosquitoes. Girish Ghosh is not able to sit. And he looks at Narendranath. Narendranath is sitting, and mosquitoes have covered him like it's as if he has put on a blanket. And he says, oh my God. And he calls Narendranath. Narendranath is not giving any response. He goes to Narendranath and he pulls his asana, and Narendranath falls just as if he is a lifeless statue. These very deep states of meditation are possible. The Holy Mother is saying that when she was at Vrindavan with Yogin Ma, and they used to practice meditation, and Ma bolchen, চোখে মাছি বসে ঘা করে দিত। The flies will, sit and they will make small those wound-like things. And they will not understand. So these are, possible. So we go to the next one. Tam yogam iti mannate sthiram indriya dharanam apramattah tada bhavati yoga hi prabhava appayo. ये योग क्या है? किसको योग कहते हैं? ये जो बाह्य इंद्रिय है और मन का जो समाहित अवस्था है उसको योगीगण योग कहते हैं। योग क्या है? ये मन का जो बहिर्वृत्ति है उसको दूर करना। अभी मन तो धोपाबारीर कापड़ेर मतन, जिस रंग में रंगाएंगे वो रंग में रंग जाएगा। द होल डे आई एम डूइंग दिस एंड दैट, and then suddenly I sit, Swami Bhuteshanandaji would say, daat tanar maton, to row the boat. And he would say, ওই দিনের শেষে গেল, গিয়ে তারপরে ওই আসনটাকে সে রাখলো, তার উপরে ধুম করে বসলো, তারপরে মালাটা বের করলো, আর যেমন করে ওই মাঝি দাঁত টানে, আর মাঝে মাঝে ওরম করে হবে না। Then we have to plan our days in such a way so that we can practice these things. No, we have to plan. We have to plan our. We have to plan our days in such a way where there is a will, there is a way. Where there is a will, there is a way. Slowly, steadily, we have to find our various ways. A monk told Swami Vireshwaranandaji Maharaj, I am in a center, a mission center, and there is a hostel. I don't get time to meditate in the morning. Maharaj asked, when do you have to get up and start your work? And he said, Maharaj, at 6 o'clock. Maharaj said, you have the morning before 6 o'clock. Where there is a will, there is a way. If we are really for this, if we are really hungry, within everything we will go and eat something. If we are really thirsty, within everything we'll go and drink some water. And our teachers, they have said this sincerity is the thing, It may not be, মা বলছেন যেদিন সময় পাবে না প্রণাম করেই উঠবে, but that pranam should be a very sincere pranam. But that should be a real pranam. And that vakulata of the mind. And for us, is smarana manana. I may not be able to sit on the asana and do the upasana as my guru has told me, but I can do the smarana manana always. A part of the mind I can always keep on doing the japa. I'll forget, again I will do. The Holy Mother has shown it. She is cooking and she is uttering the mantra. And Bhavatarini Devi, Basumati Ma, she used to be at Dakshineshwar with Holy Mother, and she would see that Mother is cooking and Mother is moving her lips. And she asked, Ma ki bir karo? She thought maybe, yes, something connected to the cooking or something. And Ma smiles and says, Oh Bhagavan naam kori. She just smiles and says, and she tells her, তুইও কাজ করতে করতে ভগবানের নাম করবে, কাজ করতে করতে ভগবানের নাম করবে। Again, Swami Vireshwaranandaji, someone was asked, how can I repeat the name of God when I work? And Vireshwaranandaji asked, do you always repeat the name of God when you meditate? And he says, no. The mind as if diverts. And he says, yes, this mind will get diverted whether you meditate or whether you work. As during your meditation, whenever you become aware, you withdraw the mind and you start repeating the name of God. Similarly, when you are working, doing everything, you just try to do it, and that should be in a very silent way. Dharmer sadhan gopone. Some people, they have their mala and their jhuli and everything. I went to Seva Pratishthan, and there was a monk of some other order, and he has his jhuli, and he's sitting in the pharmacy shop for his medicine, and everyone is busy there, and there, he's, हाँ दे दो दवा दे दो, नहीं पैसा तो हम नहीं दे पाएंगे. वो बड़े महाराज के साथ बात हुई ना. Okay, he is repeating, but then, we should not mock them, we should not, because he is just, following the spiritual culture of his sampradaya. So we should not mock at all, we should not laugh at all. And I felt, later I felt guilty. When I saw him, I felt like that. Then I was thinking, that he's not doing it because maybe like a show-off. This is the practice in their sampradaya, that always they will have the mala and chuli, and they will do it like that. So, the point is that, yes, we can do it and we have to do it. We have to do it. Karon, amra mumukhu, amra mukti chai. So if I am hungry, somehow or the other, I will do it. I don't get food, I'll drink water and fill up my stomach. But I will put something in the stomach. Tam yogam iti mannate sthiram indriya dharanam अप्रमत्तस्तदा भवति योगो ही प्रभव अपयो. बोलते हैं ये बाह्येंद्रिय और अंतःकरण मन का समाहित जो स्थिर अवस्था है, उसको ही योगीगण योग शब्द से अभिहित करता है. और जब हम योग प्रारंभ करेंगे तब प्रमाद रहित होना पड़ेगा. अप्रमत्त उसका क्या अर्थ है? अनवधान रहित. और उसका आदि शंकराचार्य क्या अर्थ करते? अप्रमद, अप्रमत्त, प्रमाद वर्जित. क्या है प्रमाद वर्जित? समाधानम प्रति नित्यम प्रयत्नवान, उसको कहते हैं अप्रमत्त. निष्ठा, नितराम स्थिति. Just you've forgotten, you've remembered, do it again. Do it again, do it again, do it again. Practice will make one perfect. I am remembering Swami Sridharanandaji Maharaj. He was Brahmachari Salil, and he was at Kashi serving Swami Shantanandaji. Swami Shantanandaji told Brahmachari Salil, যে সলিল তুমি আমার সেবা করবে, কিন্তু মনে মনে ঠাকুরের নাম করার সর্বদা চেষ্টা করবে. Salil, you will serve me. I am sick, you are here to serve me, but try, we all are trying. Try to repeat the name of your Ishta, Sri Sri Thakur, always. Okay. And then, Salil, Brahmachari Salil, he is working. And now and then, Swami Shantanandaji will ask, Sholil, naam korcho? And he will say, oh, na Maharaj, koro. And then again, maybe he is preparing the medicine, and suddenly, Sholil, naam korcho? Na Maharaj, koro. Now and then he'll remember. And then Brahmachari Salil thought, oh, again and again he's asking, and again I am saying no. It is a humiliation. Now I will practice it. And then he started practicing. And then suddenly, one day he was repeating it because he has started the practice. He has taken up a challenge. Ma bolchen ekটু রোখ করে করতে হয়. You have to keep it a bit of a stubbornness. Just হলেও হবে না হলে হবে, not like that. Or Maharaj জিজ্ঞেস করেন, সলিল নাম করছো? হ্যাঁ Maharaj. And he felt, oh, what an achievement, And by then, with practice, he has got the taste of it. The name of God, and that always feeling that proximity with Sri Ramakrishna and the holy effect of the name of God, and above all, the sense of concentration. The name of God is like, is like a varma, an armor to us. When we are always trying to, repeat the name of God, a part of the mind is always concentrated. When the part of the mind is always concentrated, its reaction to the outer things is quite diminished. So, it says that from yoga आरंभ काल से प्रमाद रहित होने का प्रयत्न करना पड़ेगा. Why? Because until and unless we have reached the goal, we never know when we may miss the mark. तोतापुरी जी वो रोज साधना करे, और श्री श्री ठाकुर बोलते हैं कि रोज क्यों साधना करनी है, और वो अपना वो जो लोटा है बोलते इसको रोज साफ करना है. बट देन ठाकुर सेज, पर वो लोटा अगर सोने का हो जाए, पर जब तक सोने का ना हो तब तक तो रोज ही करना है. और बाद में तोतापुरी जी वो निर्विकल्प समाधि लाभ किए, पर भक्ति के द्वारा जो उपलब्धि है उसमें वो उनको लाभ नहीं. न चक्षुषा अस्ति इति ब्रुवतः अन्यत्र कथम तद उपलभ्यते. कर्मेंद्रिय के द्वारा, वाक के द्वारा, मनस के द्वारा, इंद्रियों के द्वारा ये प्रत्यगात्मन स्वरूप को हम जान नहीं सकते. दिस इज क्लियर बाय नाउ. इट इज नॉट अ विषय that we will know it with our इंद्रियस. तो अस्ति इति ये ऋषि जो है परंपरा में, वो सब व्यक्ति गुरु स्थानीय, ऋषि स्थानीय जो लोग ये पद से, योग के पद से उसको उपलब्धि किए और बोले है भगवान आछेन, ईश्वर है, और आपनी की भगवान के देखेছেন, হ্যাঁ. You have to put the belief in that. And when he will say তোমাকেও দেখাতে পারি, then whatever he will say, one has to do that. One has to do that. Whatever the Guru will say, one has to do that sincerely and following that same path, parampara, following that same path. Hundreds and thousands and millions have reached the goal. We are no aliens. We will also reach the goal if we follow it sincerely. और कोई उपाय तो नहीं है. वो जो अज्ञात ज्ञापकम शास्त्र है, ईश्वर है, ये जो ईश्वर उपलब्धि की है, वही गुरु, वही शास्त्र, वही परंपरा के पास से ही हम वो प्राप्त कर सकते. उनके पास ही हमको जाके शरण लेना पड़ेगा. नेक्स्ट, अस्ति इति एव उपलब्धः. अस्ति इति एव उपलब्धव्य तत्वभावेन च उभयोः. अस्ति इति एव उपलब्धस्य तत्वभावः प्रसीदति. बोलते हैं कि ये श्रवण के प्रति विश्वास करना है. ये अस्ति इति, ये ब्रह्म तत्व, ये आत्म तत्व, ये ईश तत्व, इट इज रियली देयर. जगत मूल प्रत्यगात्मन, जगत मूल ब्रह्म स्वरूप है, और वो बुद्धि, शुद्ध बुद्धि के द्वारा उसको उपलब्धि करना पड़ेगा. द पॉइंट इज दैट we have to have this astika buddhi, this shraddha, which was preliminary sin in Nachiketa. That which I cannot realize if I always put a question, then I will not reach the goal. We have to put that shraddha, we have to put that vishwasa. Vishwashe milaye bostu torke bohudu. And if the thing is that our sadhana will manifest it slowly, and the thing is already there, because those who are telling it, they have realized it. মা বলছেন ঠাকুর একজন দেখা লোক, বানিয়ে বলছেন না, অন্যের কাছ থেকে শুনেও বলছেন না, নিজে উপলব্ধি করে বলছেন. স্বামী নির্বাণানন্দজি, তিনি স্বামী ব্রহ্মানন্দজিকে চিঠি লিখলেন, ঠাকুর কি আছেন? And immediately Swami Brahmanandaji replies to him, tu ekkhuni মঠে চলে আয়. You come to mutt just now. And he went and he met Brahmananda ji, and Brahmananda ji tells Nirbanananda ji, Surya Maharaj, Surji, তোর কি মাথা খারাপ হলো? আমরা কি এমনি এখানে পড়ে আছি? Surji, are you mad? We are just here for nothing. ঠাকুর আছেন, ঠাকুর আছেন, ঠাকুর আছেন. Thakur is there, Thakur is there, Thakur is there. And so many have realized it. And a very simple thing, like the Holy Mother says, Thakur achen. Will the Holy Mother tell a lie? No, she will not. She will never tell a lie. Sri Ramakrishna says, if my one word is a lie, all my words could be taken as a lie. But not a single word of the Holy Mother, not a single word of Swamiji, not a single word of Sri Ramakrishna until now have been proven untruth. Even their utterances about worldly things have been proven to be truth, have been proven to be fact. So, this shows that whatever they say, whatever they have said, are all pratishthit in the Satya. You doubt it, Swami Vivekananda tells in his lectures from Colombo to Almora. The rishis are throwing the challenge to us with their realizations. Do you have the strength to go forward and verify those realizations of the rishis by your own realization? Then go ahead. And Swamiji, mocks and says, if a Darwin, if a Newton tells something, we'll never question it. We'll just gulp it. But if a Rishi tells it, if a Vasishta says it, or if a Rishi says it, then we'll see, is it true? So we have lost the Shraddha, the Astika Buddhi in our own tradition. So it is said that we have to, it is there, and we have to asti, this ये जगत मूल प्रत्यगात्मन है, इसको हमको आस्तिक बुद्धि से विश्वास करना पड़ेगा, और फिर ये शुद्ध बुद्धि के द्वारा शास्त्र गुरु परंपरा के अनुसार साधन भजन करके इसको उपलब्धि करनी है. यदा सर्वे प्रमुच्यन्ते कामा ये अस्य हृदि श्रिताः अथ मर्तोः अमृतोः भवति अत्र ब्रह्म समश्नुते. बोल रहे हैं, यदा सर्वे प्रमुच्यन्ते कामः, ये कामना के मल के द्वारा, कामना के धूल के द्वारा ये मन अशुद्ध हुआ था. गुरु शास्त्र परंपरा के आदेश के अनुसार साधन भजन करके ये मन धीरे धीरे शुद्ध होता है. ये काचा आमी धीरे धीरे पाका आमी में परिवर्तित होता है. ये अहमता और ममता ये धीरे धीरे कम होती जाती है. जगत की ये वस्तु के प्रति राग द्वेष धीरे धीरे कम होता जाता है. यदा सर्वे प्रमुच्यन्ते कामाः, जब ये सब कामनाएं जो हमारे हृदय में थे वो जब नष्ट हो जाता है, तब यही मनुष्य जो मरणशील था वो श्रेय लाभ करता है, और वो श्रेय लाभ करके वो अमरत्व को प्राप्त होता है. क्योंकि वो जो उसका सत्ता था, शरीर मन जो मरणत्व का उपाधिधारी था, जो टेम्पोररी था, वो समझ लिया है मैं तो शरीर नहीं हूं, मैं तो मन नहीं हूं. गीता जी में बोलते न हन्नते हन्न माने शरीर. ये शरीर का त्याग, ये शरीर धारण करने के पहले भी मैं था, और अभी ये शरीर रूपी आश्रय में मैं हूं, और ये शरीर का नाश होने के बाद भी मैं रहूंगा. क्योंकि ये मैं जो है वो साक्षात सनातन ब्रह्म स्वरूप है. ये कलश, मैं ये कलश हूं, और ये सागर का जल मुझ में प्रवेश किया है, ये तो टेम्पोररी है. यदा सर्वे प्रबिद्धन्ते हृदयस्य यह ग्रंथयः अथ मर्तः अमृतो भवति एतो, लेट मी सी ना, यस, एतावत् ही अनुशासनम। बोल रहे हैं कि जब बुद्धि के सभी प्रेय जनित वृत्ति समूह नष्ट हो जाता है, कोई कामना वासना रहती नहीं, तब ये मरणशील मनुष्य ही अमृत है, वो अमृतत्व वो पद को लाभ करता है। और फिर यहाँ तक कि वो ब्रह्म विषयक जो विद्या, उसका जो प्रतिपादन था वो समाप्त हुआ। अभी उपनिषद समाप्त हो रहा है, वो कुछ अंतिम श्लोक का उच्चारण करेंगे। शतम चैका च हृदयस्य नारी ना, शतम चैका च हृदयस्य नाड्यः तासाम मूर्धानम अभि निःसृतैका तयोर्ध तया ऊर्ध्वम आयन अमृतत्वम एति विश्वक अन्नाः उत्क्रमन्ते भवन्ति। बोल रहे ये मानव जो हृदय है, इसमें से 100 नारी वो निष्क्रांत हुआ है, और उनमें से एक सुषुम्ना नारी ही ब्रह्मरंध्र को भेद करके निर्गत होता है मृत्यु काल में, और वो नारी का अवलंबन करके ये अमृतत्व हम लाभ कर सकते हैं। अन्न सब नारी ये संसार प्राप्ति का कारण होता है। Let us try to understand it with Swamiji's explanation of Raja Yoga. स्वामी जी क्या बोलते? 3 नारी है, ये मेरुदंड है, और वो मेरुदंड में सुषुम्ना नारी है, और वो मेरुदंड के वो तरफ 2 नारी है, एक है ईरा नारी, एक है पिंगला नारी। ईरा, पिंगला, सुषुम्ना। और स्वामी जी अपनी राजयोग में बोलते हैं एक नारी, नारी मीन्स नर्व, एक नारी वो हम जगत के साथ कैसे संपर्क करते हैं? ये जगत का कोई वस्तु जब इंद्रिय के सामने उपस्थित होता है तो देयर इज वन नर्व इम्पल्स दैट टेक्स द एक्शन फ्रॉम द स्टिमुलस टू द ब्रेन, and then the brain responds in a reaction. ऐसे ही तो होता है ना। स्वामी जी अपने राजयोग में, ये और कोई योग शास्त्र में, दिस स्वामी जी हैज एक्सप्लेन्ड इन हिज राजयोग बुक कनेक्टिंग साइंस योग शास्त्र। स्वामी जी बोलते हैं वही ईरा नारी ये जगत का जो अनुभव है वो हमारे मस्तिष्क में ले जाता है, और वो पिंगला नारी वो जो मस्तिष्क का जो आदेश है, जो रिएक्शन है, वो इंद्रिय तक लेके जाता है। यहाँ पे कुछ वो तत्व है, मैंने स्पर्श किया और ये इंद्रिय उसको स्पर्श किया, एंड दैट ईरा नारी टेक्स इट टू द ब्रेन, एंड द ब्रेन सेड डोंट टच इट, यू रिमूव योर हैंड, एंड that impulse comes and I remove my hand. That is how everything works. स्वामी जी भी राजयोग में बोल रहे कि always coming in contact with the outer world, there is continuous reaction, action and reaction through the Ira and Pingala. The Ira and Pingala nadis are always kept very busy, very busy. And at the base of the spinal cord, there is the potential unmanifested spiritual energy. In the spinal cord, there are various chakras, the nerve plexuses. And the higher the chakra, the more subtler it is. There is a chakra which is at the base of it, the Muladhara. It is it keeps itself busy with very gross kind of impulses. Linga guhya nabhi me avasthane. ঠাকুর বলছেন মনের স্থান কোথায়? মনের স্থান এই চক্রে, আজ্ঞা চক্রে, কিন্তু দৃষ্টি মূলাধারে। দৃষ্টি মূলাধারে। The consciousness is residing here, but it is actually occupied with all those gross kinds of kamana and vasana. And what happens? If somehow by making us avrita chakshuhu, if we can slowly by renunciation, by sangyama, if we can slowly make the traffic of the ira pingala less and less, then what happens? We make it less and less. Yogaha vritti nirodha. These vrittis, this traffic of the action-reaction of ira and pingala becomes less and less. But that energy is there, which we call the Kula Kundalini. Now the Kula Kundalini, energy is never static, energy is always kinetic. And if we create that vakulata in that higher chakras, we always try to think of that I am a divine being, and think of that divine being in the Hridaya chakra, then as if with my sadhana, voluntarily, forcefully, I am trying to bring my mental energy, which is by its vahirmukhi vritti, by its nature, busy in the lower parts of the nerve plexuses. Through meditation, etc., I am trying to lift that into a higher realm, Hridaya, in the Hridaya. And then what happens, it is said that the ira pingala traffic has become less and less, and it has, at a point, it has stopped. Yoga chitta vritti nirodha. And then that energy shakti is never static, it is always kinetic. Then that travels through the Shushumna Nari. Because it has no other way to go. The ira is inactive, the pingala is inactive, and the energy, the Shakti, Kula Kundalini Shakti is kinetic. It needs a place to move. And through meditation, we have made the higher nerves active. Now those higher nerves draw that energy, and that energy moves through the body, and it moves through the chakras, and we have various kinds of experiences. This is how the yogis, they have their experiences. Yes. Yeah. The efferent nerves and the afferent nerves. No. Ira, yes. In the Yoga Shastra, it is said the ira and pingala cannot be seen biologically, but Swamiji equivalents them with the afferent nerves and the efferent nerves, the sensory nerves and the motor nerves. Swamiji brings them all together, and he, in a way, explains and brings together science and yoga together. The point is that it is said here that there are so many nerves in our body.
The nervous system is related with the highest will.
Yes. And Swamiji's Raj Yoga explains it in a very proper way.
And the breathing to the left and the right also shows the...
Yes, now, how pranayama leads to this control. Pranayama is said to be breathing. Breathe in, breathe out. Swamiji says again and again, no. It is the outer core of that practice. Pranayama, prana, ayama. Ayama is control, and prana is that inner energy within us. Now, in the body, there are various systems. The digestive system, the nervous system, and this system, that system. Do I have any control of the digestive system? No. It is totally autonomous, involuntary. Do I have any control on the nervous system? No. Our rishis, they have found, they have made a tremendous, important discovery. They have found among all the systems in the body, the respiratory system is at the same time voluntary and involuntary. At the same time, not at the same time, but the other systems are involuntary. We can't control them. But the respiratory system is voluntary and involuntary. If I want, I can breathe. And if I don't want, it just goes on itself. I can control my breath. I can make it fast. I can make it slow. And if I do not control it, it moves on itself. So, the yogis, they found a key to enter into the system through a system which is voluntary, and through that they will enter into these systems which are involuntary. So by controlling the breath, actually the yogis, they will go into subtle and subtle controls, which is mentioned in the Patanjali Yoga Sutra, and they will have the control of the entire being of himself or herself. প্রাণায়ামের দ্বারা আমরা আমাদের শরীর মনকে নিয়ন্ত্রণ করতে পারি. And their pranayam that comes and works. And these things are explained in Raja Yoga in details. Swamiji explains it. That is another study by itself. We just can't go to that now. Angushthamatraha Purushaha Antaratma Sada Jananam Hridaye Sannivishtaha Tvam Swa Swat Sharirat Pravrihet Munjadiba Ishikam Dhairyena Tvam Vidyat Shukram Amritam Tam Vidyat Shukram Amritam Iti. बोलते हैं वो अंगुष्ठ मात्र पुरुष. Let us not think that it is of the size of a thumb. We have already studied it, that is a way to withdraw these sizes, these dimensions of length, breadth and all these things are given for our own aids to concentration. And if he can be everywhere, he can be the Angushta Matra Purusha also. He can be Dasha Angula Parimita also. And he can just be beyond that also, he or she or it or whatever. बोलते हैं कि ये पुरुषः सदा जनानाम हृदये सन्निविष्ट. The Upanishad tells that that entity, Brahman, it is always in the, it is ओतप्रोत हो के रहा है हम लोगों के अस्तित्व में. कैसे उसको समझे? बोलते हैं कि मुंज एक तरीके का तृण है, घास है, और उसका जो कवर होता है, उसके अंदर जो इशिका होती है, उसका जो कवरिंग है और इशिका को बहुत धीरे से उसको अलग करना पड़ता है. वैसे ही धैर्येन एक दिने হবে না, धीरे 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 अनेक दिन লাগবে. और स्वामी जी बोलते हैं कि ये जन्म में या जन्मतर, हाँ वो जन्मांतर में पर होगा. कीप द पेशेंस, कीप द पेशेंस. और वो बोलते हैं कि ये अंगुष्ठ परिमित ये आत्मस्वरूप सर्व जीव के प्रत्यक आत्मन आत्मा होने से ये सभी मानव के हृदय में सर्वदा प्रकाशित होता है. मुंज तृण को जैसे उसके मध्यस्थ इशिका से पृथक करते हैं, वैसे विवेक बुद्धि के द्वारा, वैराग्य के द्वारा, शम दमादि अष्ट संपत्ति के द्वारा, मुमुक्षुत्व के द्वारा, व्याकुलता के द्वारा, साधन भजन के द्वारा युग युग से साधकों ने वो आत्म वस्तु को उपलब्धि की है और हम भी कर सकते हैं. द डोर इज ओपन टू अस. अराइज अवेक एंड स्टॉप नॉट टिल द गोल इज रीच. तम विद्यात शुक्रम अमृतम. It means that it is repeated twice. Why repeated twice? Because it shows the end of the Upanishad. So, now the Upanishad has ended. Yes, it is said, Mrityu proktam nachiketa atho labdhya vidyam etam yoga vidhim cha kritsnam brahma prapta virajo abhud vimrityuhu annah api evam yo vidadhat vida. How is the विदधात्मम एव बोलते ये जो ब्रह्म विद्या है मृत्यु प्रोक्तम, मृत्यु यमराज ने इसका उच्चारण किया है, और ये संपूर्ण योग विधि जो यमराज ने नचिकेता नाम के बालक को सिखाया है, और नचिकेता अब उसको उपलब्धि किए है। नचिकेता श्रेय ज्ञान संपन्न थे, नचिकेता विवेक बुद्धि संपन्न थे, नचिकेता त्याग संपन्न थे, इसीलिए गुरु वाक्य श्रवण करके ही उनको उपलब्धि हो गई। और हम जो श्रेय संपूर्ण रूप से लाभ नहीं किए, हम जिनका मन संपूर्ण रूप से शुद्ध नहीं है, हमको नचिकेता का ये उदाहरण को सामने रख के अपने मन बुद्धि को शुद्ध करना पड़ेगा, और तो हम साधन भजन करके श्रवण मनन निधिध्यासन करके वो गुरु के द्वारा जो उच्चारित जो आत्म तत्व है हम भी उसको उपलब्धि कर पाएंगे। और तो इसलिए बोलते हैं जो भी यह अपि जो भी अध्यात्मम एव ये ब्रह्म विद्या को इस तरीके से नचिकेता के जैसे वो उपलब्धि करते हैं, वो भी नचिकेता के जैसे वो वो पद को प्राप्त करते हैं, और अंत होता है वो शांति पाठ के साथ। हाँ, तो हम लोग उसका यस वी विल। अच्छा, मैंने बोला था एक वो स्वामी तुरानंद जी जो मंत्र बोलते, जिसमें वो बोलते कि आत्मा क्यों बद्ध हुआ, क्योंकि आत्मा वो मुक्ति का वो आनंद का अनुभव करना चाहता है। वो मंत्र मुझे मिला नहीं, मैंने ढूंढा अर्पण महाराज के साथ, वो मिलने से मैं उनको आपको दूंगा। और गुरु का जो लक्ष्य था, मैंने एक दिन बोला कि वो अकामहत होंगे, वो श्रोत्रिय होंगे, और वो अवृजीन होंगे। और अवृजीन का वो श्रोत्रिय होंगे के अर्थ है कि शास्त्र का वो वेत्या होंगे, शास्त्र का जो गूढ़ तत्व है वो जानेंगे। अकामहत उसका अर्थ है उनके मन में कोई कामना नहीं रहेगी, वो निस्वार्थ रूप से वो आत्म तत्व को अपने शिष्य को प्रदान करेंगे। और अवृजीन का मतलब है कि वो जो शिक्षा देंगे उनका आचरण वो शिक्षा के अनुरूप होगा। ही विल प्रैक्टिस व्हाट ही विल टीच। दिस थ्री आर द द क्वालिटीज ऑफ अ गुरु। और एक जो मैंने श्लोक बोला था वो है दैट द स्क्रिप्चर्स पॉइंट आउट थ्री मेन कैरेक्टरिस्टिक्स ऑफ अ गुरु। ही शुड बी श्रोत्रिय, he should have the knowledge of the essence of the scriptures. He should be avrijina, that is, his conduct should be above reproach. He should live strictly in conformity with the scriptural ideal. And finally, he should be akamahata, that is, his relation with his disciple should not have any kind of selfish motive. Our prayer, Sahana Bhavatu, brings that. No selfish motive. We pray for each other. और वो जो था that the four steps of knowledge, आचार्यात पादम आदत्ते, we get 25% from the teacher. Padam shishya swamedhaya, and the shishya with his own intellect adds to the 25%. Sabrahmacharibhyah padam, the third 25%, the student learns discussing with the fellow students. Padam kala kramena cha. And the fourth 25% he will get by practice in his or her own life. So maybe what we have discussed, what I could share with you is only 25% of it. And then you have to ponder on these things. You have to keep on, having this study of Kathopanishad and other Upanishads continuing. Reading the scriptures is an eternal task. Until and unless we have reached the goal, we should keep on reading it. We have seen great Swamis. Swami Vishuddhananda ji had read the Kathamrita more than 100 times. Swami Ranganathananda ji had read various works of Swamiji n number of times. So, and each time we go to them, we'll find that they are giving us deeper and deeper meanings, because we have evolved in the time. And we should discuss it with our fellow spiritual aspirants. And slowly, life, sadhana, bhajana, the spiritual practices will reveal the truth of all these teachings through our realizations. So, we will utter the Sahana Bhavatu mantra together, and finishing the Kathopanishad, I think, thanks to all of you who have really shown an interest. This is the first time I'm discussing a scripture. I was really scared, and my approach, as you have seen, is I try to look at all these Shastras through the life and teachings of the Divine Trio and our Parampara, so that we can learn from their examples and we can put these ideas into our everyday life. And you have allowed me to discuss in that way. So I felt really confident, I felt quite easy, and I could really share with you the way I think about all these things. But again, I will tell you that there are resources available in the YouTube on Kathopanishad. We have long discussions, 50 plus 1 hour each videos of Swami Tyaganandaji, Swami Sarvapriyanandaji. We have in the Ramakrishna Mission Institute of Culture's website an ongoing discussion monthly once, I think, of Swami Atmapriyanandaji. There are teachers of other sampradayas also who are very learned. They explain these eternal Shastras. We have so wonderful books by Swami Jushtanandaji, Swami Bhuteshanandaji, and Swami Gambhirananda. So a lot of resources are there to study this again and again.
25%
Yes. 25%.
What is the reference?
Oh, that I have to see. Yes, that I don't. They are like Subhashita. Yes. So we will end and it's quite a wonder. I think this extra time that you allotted, so I think the 6 days time, almost we took it to maybe 8 or 9 days, and we could finish. Some places I went a bit fast. In the beginning I was going slow and steady, but then when I understood, I felt that yes, even if we don't get it very clearly, it will not just go above the head, and we will get a bit of idea. And then at the end, keeping aside this deliberations on the tattva, from that we can extract things which we can practice. So we will utter the mantra together, Sahana Bhavatu, and this is the formal ending of our Patana and Patana. And at the end, we will say Sri Ramakrishna Arpanamastu, and we will give the Jai, as the Jai we give in our temple. Om Sahana Bhavatu Sahanau Bhunaktu Saha Viryankarvavahai Tejasvinavadhitamastu ma Vidvishavahai. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Hari Om Tat Sat. Sri Ramakrishna Arpanamastu. Jai Shri Guru Maharaj Ji ki Jai. Jai Mahamai ki Jai. Jai Swami Ji Maharaj Ji ki Jai. जय स्वामी तुरियानंद महाराज जी की जय। जय श्री श्री कैलासपति दुर्गा माई काली माई की जय। Yes, they'll give feedbacks on 2 questions, that what they have, spiritual message they have got from it, and how they may, apply it in their lives. And no one should say, Maharaj, khub bhalo bolechen, Maharaj, bhalo bolenni. All those personal comments are not needed at all. Yes.
So few of you can speak it out for everybody.
Yes.
Make it short and sweet and smart. And triple S.
Shraddheya Maharaj, শ্রদ্ধেয় মহারাজ এবং আমার বন্ধুগণ, my Swamiji, when I reached at Almora, after going through the books of Swamiji, he has visited this place 3 times. तो जब हम पहुँचे हैं इधर, तो I have noticed one thing, and that is the statement of Swamiji. This is the holy land in which every ardent soul in India wants to come at the end of his life and to close the chapter of mortal life. तो ये मैंने जब पढ़ा है, तब हमारा अनुधावन यही हुआ, yes, we have reached at the end of our life, but we will not close our chapter immediately. So what we do? We have to practice again and again by the meditation, samahitamon, control of indriyas, and what is delivered by our Swamiji through the Kathopanishad. तो महाराज, हम इतना कह सकते हैं कि हम संसार में सीमित है, हमारा सब है, लेकिन सब में अगर हम यही प्रैक्टिस करेंगे कि जितना हम कार्य कर रहा है, एक एक दिन हम लोगों को हो जाता है कहीं बैठने का समय नहीं मिलता है. लास्ट 3 to 4 months हमको एकदम समय नहीं मिला, क्योंकि मेरा हस्बैंड बीमार में थे, उनका ऑपरेशन हुआ था. लेकिन आप जो बोला महाराज, वो हम लोग ज़रूर करेंगे, और हमारा वही एक उपाय है और कोई नहीं उपाय है. और ये जो हमारा काठामो है, जो माँ बोलते हैं, जब माँ के बोला किसी ने, जे माँ आपका पैर में दर्द किसना है, बोला जब तक ये काठामो रहेगा तब तक तो रहेगा. तो जब तक ये काठामो है, और आज जब हमारा ये मैंने सुन लिया जी, ये जन्मों में ही हमको करना है, बाद में नहीं, हम फिर जन्म में नहीं आना चाहती है. तो दिस इज़ द टाइम, हाईएस्ट टाइम टू अचीव इट. तो महाराज, आपसे हम यही आशीर्वाद प्रार्थना करता है, हमको आशीर्वाद दीजिए जो हम ये काठामों से ये प्राप्त करना चाहता है. धन्यवाद.
Pranam Maharaj, respect to all my colleagues, all my students. Hello, Pranam Maharaj, and due respect to all my fellow students. Whatever I realized from all these deliberations for the last 6 days, that sense of oneness should be with ourselves. But the sense of worship is very difficult thing because of our aham, because of our aham, we cannot treat all along with us as same. What to say about universe? Even two brothers, we cannot respect each other as we are same. So we have to practice it, that we are same. Whenever I go to Sabji Mandi and go to a vendor for some vegetables, I never feel that he and me is the same. Because if I say, भिंडी कितना करके है, वो बोला 40 rupees. सर 40 rupees है ऐसा बोलता है, मगर हम उसको रिस्पेक्ट नहीं देते, कम नहीं होगा, हम उसको रिस्पेक्ट नहीं देता है. फिर बोलता है, बोला ठीक है चलो दो, बुरा तो नहीं देगा, बुरा माल तो नहीं दे देगा. नहीं सर आप तो हमको मुझको लेता है, आपको क्यों करेगा, वो मुझे आप बोलता है, मगर हम उसको तुम ही बोल देता है. This sense I have to practice so that I feel the driver, when I hired a driver, he should also be treated as passenger. That is, if I go to a hotel or if I go to for a tea stall, he should be accompanied with us. This lesson I have learned from this. Thank you, Maharaj.
श्रद्धेय महाराज जी को और अरुंधति का प्रणाम. कठोपनिषद के पहले दिन आपने हमें बताया कि हमें एक लॉटरी मिल गया है जो कि हम ठाकुर माँ स्वामी जी के आश्रित है. सच में महाराज जी, इस लॉटरी के कारण हमें कठोपनिषद का श्रवण मनन स्मरण से सात्विक विनोदन का आंतरिक आनंद प्राप्त हुआ है. आपने समझाया उपनिषद का कोर है आध्यात्मिक शक्ति, और स्वामी जी ने कहा पहले श्री रामकृष्ण देव जी के जीवन और वाणी को समझो, फिर उनके जीवन और वाणी की दृष्टि से देखो तो शास्त्र समझने में आसानी होगी. मैं हमेशा ठाकुर माँ स्वामी जी के वाणियों को हमेशा अपने जीवन में पालन करने की प्रयास करूँगी और दृढ़ संकल्प दृढ़ प्रतिज्ञाबद्ध रहूँगी, जिससे मेरा आत्मविश्वास भी प्रबल रहे. क्योंकि ठाकुर ने खुद कहा है कि ताके बेकुल हुए प्रार्थना করতে হয়, আন্তরিক হলে তিনি শুনবেনই শুনবেন. মহারাজ,
Pranam Maharaj, Pranam sisters and brothers. So this was a session on Kathopanishad. Although I missed the first two classes, I saw it on YouTube off and on, which is part of Gyan Yoga. But here in the Ramakrishna order, Ramakrishna Bhavdhara, off and on, I think it has a strong flavor of Bhakti Yoga. I mean, you also mentioned, you have been mentioning it you do your best and Sri Ramakrishna will do the rest. So it has a strong flavor of bhakti, of grace, we follow the teachings of the Holy Trio. So I think it's the way we should follow it here is the Jnana Mishra Bhakti. So that's because if you see the pure Kathopanishad, pure Gyan Yoga, leaving aside this, it's very difficult, at least in this order. Even otherwise, even Thakur himself has said that মানে এই পথে জাস্ট দু তিনজন হয়তো মুক্তি লাভ করবেন. So and he said that Naradiya Bhakti is the way forward in this. And you also mentioned that the Vivek and Vairagya, to get that is very, very difficult. Because in Bhakti Yoga, they say there is no pre-qualification. You can start off right away. Today you can start off Bhakti Yoga. But in Gyan Yoga, the sadhana chatushtaya, to practice Jnana Yoga effectively, we have understood the theory, but to practice it effectively, you have to pass through the 4 tests. Rather, there are 9 tests. In the third point, there are 6 points, sadhana chatushta. So, it's very Vivek, Vairagya, Shat Sampad and Mokshuttam. So, in Shat Sampad, all the Shamadama, Upareti, etc., they come. So, with only if you have those qualifications, then only you will be able to reach your destination through Jnana Yoga. So the right, like Swamiji, he saw the practicality. He said, spirituality is of no use unless it is practical. So that's why he made a synthesis of all the 4 yogas. He said either by 1, 2 or all of them together, just do it. So in this, in Kathopanishad, of course, yes, it's very important. The knowledge is very important, but I think it has to be has a right flavor, the right mixture of bhakti to the Holy Trio to reach our destination. That's how we should go ahead with it. Thank you.
Anybody?
Pranam Maharaj. I feel I am fortunate enough to able Pranam Maharaj. I feel I am fortunate enough to able to attend the classes of Kathopanishad. I had no idea of Upanishad. In my childhood, I had read Chotoder Upanishad, that's all. But this much I know, that Upanishad is very tough. When Swami Vivekananda ji asked me, Maharaj asked me to attend the class, मैंने सोचा कर लेते हैं कुछ दिन के रात देखा कला बेचा दुटो ही हो जाए मतलब that means some bananas
that one has grown in one's garden. You two things at the same time.
It's basically English is to have the best of both the worlds.
Make both ends meet.
I had thought that I would be attending only one class because I thought everything will fly over my head. But I have attended all the classes. Thank you, Maharaj. आपको बोलना नहीं था लेकिन फिर भी मुझे बोलना ही पड़ा. But I have attended all the classes. Thank you, Maharaj. I don't know how much I have understood, but you have made me to attend all the classes. Thank you, Maharaj, for your style of explaining the things. In future, if I get an opportunity to attend any Upanishad class, I won't hesitate to join. But according to Thakur, jitna hi class karo, chintan manan na karo to koi fayda nahi. Having too much of knowledge but not practice it, that knowledge is of no use. Let us practice one thing, that is Aum. Thank you, Maharaj.
It's over.
Yeah, but off the record, I mean, your way of through the parables, the way you explained it, that made it interesting. Because otherwise, Jnana Yoga is very dry.
Yes.
So unless you mix it with stories, so
Yes.
that is.
The feedback is to be limited to the takeaway points.
Yes.
Of the Upanishad.
Like you share. What
So-
you want to share.
I'll just give a true incident. It was in Pangot. We had 2 persons, I and another person, was sharing the room. And I don't know where my roommate was. Wanted to go out, and I locked him. In Pangot, we share the work, and his duty was there. So as in the ashrams, reporting system is quite fast. The matter was reported to Vivekananda, the head. And like Swami Ranganathanji, she didn't understand that how could I lock him. I apologized, I said sorry. Then she told me, in the Upanishads it is said, Amanaska Ashuchihi. She didn't tell me which Upanishad. So I found it in Kathopanishad. So this has strengthened my resolve to practice mindfulness. And another point I realized was that looking back at my life, that the mind has been busy with so many objects, so many temptations, so many sense objects, and how foolish it has been. Bala. So at least whatever time is left, I do intend focusing. It was the first time I read in toto the Kathopanishad, and it has been a delightful overall assimilation of the Upanishad. Thank you very much, Maharaj. Thank you.
Thank you. এখানে হ্যাঁ ওরা ওই ক্যামেরা রেখেছেন ইত্যাদি ওই অনুযায়ী না না হি টার্নড ইট টুয়ার্ডস ইউ
মহারাজ প্রণাম। মহারাজ এই কঠোপনিষদের এই মন্ত্রগুলো আমি ছোট থেকে আমাদের বাড়িতে ঠাকুর পুজো হতো এবং যখন সাধ্য বাড়িতে যেতাম সব জায়গায় এই মন্ত্রগুলো পাঠ হতো, কিন্তু তখন তো কিছুই বুঝতে পারতাম না, মন্ত্রগুলো শুধু শুনতাম, কিছু অনুধাবন করতে পারতাম না। কিন্তু আমি ঠাকুরের আশ্রিত অনেক দিন, আজকে সেই মানে তার জন্য আপনার কাছে আজকে আসতে পেরেছি এবং আপনার মুখ থেকে এগুলো শুনে হৃদয়গম হলো। এবং এতে আমার বাইরের আচরণ, যে ব্রহ্ম বলে নিজেকে জানা এবং সবাইকে জানা, এটা আমার মধ্যে একটা অনুধাবন হলো এবং এটা আমি প্র্যাকটিস করব। আর তো আমি কিছু বলতে পারছি না।
ওটাই গোল। Practice is the goal, that we will practice whatever we have heard, whatever we have learned, whatever we have understood, we will practice. That is the real goal of this deliberation and discussion.
Finally, Swamiji said that you meet 8-10 Nachiketas and I
Yes,
can change the
yes.
As much as Yamraj would not like it, but I would still, to formally conclude the session, invite Swami Shankareshananji Maharaj, our very dear Sachin Maharaj, to give a... Okay. Before that, prior to that, I would like to request Swami Dhruveshanandji Maharaj, our beloved Adhyaksha Maharaj, very revered Adhyaksha Maharaj, to come and felicitate Swami Vedanishthananda on behalf of Ramakrishna Kutir.
Okay.
Number is not yet okay.
Oh, acha. Shoshin Maharaj bolben.
Maharaj. And now, please be seated. I will request Sachin Maharaj to deliver the vote of thanks to conclude the formal.
ओम नमः श्री यतिराजाय विवेकानंद सूरये सच्चित सुखद स्वरूपाय स्वामिने तापहारिणे। ये जो 6 दिवसीय कठोपनिषद की जो कक्षाएं चली, आज इसके समापन में हम पहुंच गए हैं। मैं सर्वप्रथम आप सबका हार्दिक अभिनंदन करता हूं जो आपने 6 दिवसीय जो कक्षाएं हुई, खास करके महाराज ने एक्स्ट्रा टाइम लेके क्लासेस लिए, इसमें भी आप लोगों ने यहाँ पे इंटरेस्ट दिखाया इसमें, और विदाउट मैंने आप इसमें कुछ बोर नहीं हुए और अपना इंटरेस्ट इतना ज़्यादा दिखाया, तो इसलिए महाराज को भी इंटरेस्ट आया कि मैं कंटिन्यू कर पाऊँ। हम सोचे थे कि 10-11 तक ख़त्म हो जाएगा, लेकिन 12 बजे तक 2-3 दिन से चल रहा है, फिर भी आप थके नहीं हैं। और ये जो कठोपनिषद का गूढ़ ज्ञान है, यह अर्जन करने का आपने प्रयास किया, इसलिए रामकृष्ण कुटीर अल्मोड़ा की तरफ से आप सबका हार्दिक अभिनंदन। साथ ही हमारे आचार्य जो थे, जैसे कि कठोपनिषद का है कि महाराज खुद बोलते हैं कि मैं यमराज हूँ, और यहाँ पे जितने स्टूडेंट्स हैं नचिकेता की माफ़ी के यहाँ पे ज्ञान अर्जन करने के लिए आए हैं, श्रद्धेय स्वामी वेदनिष्ठानंद जी महाराज, उन्होंने भी ये गूढ़ तत्व जो है हमको बहुत ही सरल भाषा में और बहुत सारे उदाहरणों से ये कठिन विषय हमको समझने का प्रयास किया। इसके लिए भी मैं श्रद्धेय स्वामी वेदनिष्ठानंद जी महाराज का रामकृष्ण कुटीर अल्मोड़ा की तरफ से हार्दिक अभिनंदन और प्रणाम करता हूँ, और आशा करता हूँ कि भविष्य में भी महाराज का सहयोग ऐसा ही रहेगा, और कठोपनिषद तो हो गया, और भी कुछ उपनिषदों के ऊपर से वो हमको प्रकाश दे सके। इसके लिए मैं फिर से महाराज से प्रार्थना करता हूँ कि वो फिर से क्लासेस के लिए आ सके, और श्रद्धेय स्वामी ध्रुवेशानंद जी महाराज को भी प्रार्थना करता हूँ कि ऐसे क्लासेस वे अरेंज करते रहें। फिर से मैं आप सबका हार्दिक अभिनंदन करता हूँ। ओम अस्तु।
Our thanks to Sachin Maharaj and Arpan Maharaj for all their seva. And on behalf of all of you, I offer my respectful pranams to revered Swami Dhruveshananda Ji Maharaj. I had come to Almora previously, but with the services that our revered Maharaj has offered to this ashrama is slowly developing into a wonderful spiritual place where devotees and monks are getting attracted more and more. So it's like, it's really a very great contribution that you are making, Maharaj, and we are getting the benefit. So thank you very much.
Tea is there, waiting for you. So on